Welcome back to Knowledge Journey. I'm John, and today we're diving into the intriguing world of the Sigma woman. Now you might be wondering, what exactly is a Sigma woman? Well, let's explore this fascinating archetype together. Imagine a woman who walks into a room and commands attention, not by shouting or making a grand entrance, but by the sheer force of her presence. She's the one who doesn't need to be the center of attention, yet somehow she always is. She embodies a quiet confidence, a self-assuredness that's deeply rooted in who she is. She doesn't follow the crowd. She walks her own path, and it's this independence that sets her apart. Let me take you back to a story. Picture a bustling coffee shop on a rainy afternoon. Amidst the chatter and the clinking of cups, there's a woman sitting alone by the window, lost in her thoughts, perhaps reading a book or simply watching the raindrops race down the glass. She's not concerned with the opinions of those around her. She's content in her solitude. This woman, with her air of mystery and her calm demeanor, is the epitome of a Sigma woman. You see, life often tries to push us into predefined roles. We're told to be louder, to be more social, to fit into the mold. But a Sigma woman doesn't fit into a mold. She creates her own. She understands that true strength comes from within, from knowing who you are and standing firm in that knowledge. She doesn't seek validation from the outside world because she finds it within herself. This isn't just a romantic notion. Think about it. How often do we compromise who we are to please others? How often do we hide our true selves to fit in? The Sigma woman reminds us that it's okay to be different, to be ourselves unapologetically. She teaches us that our worth isn't determined by how many people like us or how well we conform to societal expectations, but by our ability to stay true to ourselves, even when it's difficult. So today, as we journey through the traits that define a Sigma woman, let's reflect on our own lives. Let's consider how we can embrace these qualities to live more authentically. Whether you're a woman striving to embody these traits or someone who admires these qualities in others, there's something here for all of us to learn. Stay with me as we delve deeper into the mind and soul of the Sigma woman. Together, we'll uncover the essence of what makes her so compelling, so unique, and perhaps find a bit of that Sigma spirit within ourselves. 1. Independence. Let's begin with one of the most defining traits of a Sigma woman, independence. Independence is the cornerstone of a Sigma woman's identity. She doesn't rely on anyone else for her sense of worth or direction in life. She charts her own course, makes her own decisions, and stands by them with unwavering confidence. Picture Emily, a woman in her early 40s. Emily grew up in a small town where expectations were clear-cut. Graduate, get a job, marry, have kids. But Emily always felt a pull towards something different, something more. After graduating from university, instead of settling down like her peers, she decided to travel the world. She worked odd jobs, learned new languages, and immersed herself in different cultures. It wasn't easy. There were times when she felt lonely, times when she doubted her choices. But through it all, she relied on her inner strength, her independence. Emily's journey wasn't just about physical travel. It was a journey of self-discovery. She learned to trust her instincts, to value her own company, and to be content with who she was. While her friends back home were building families and careers, Emily was building herself. She wasn't following the conventional path, but she was forging a path that was uniquely hers. Independence, however, doesn't mean isolation. For a Sigma woman like Emily, it's about knowing that she can stand on her own 2 feet, that she can face challenges without needing to lean on others constantly. It's about having the freedom to make choices based on her own values and desires, rather than societal pressures. This trait is incredibly empowering. Think about it. How many times have you made a decision based on what others expected of you, rather than what you truly wanted? How often have you suppressed your own desires to fit into a mold that wasn't designed for you? Emily's story teaches us that true independence comes from within. It's about being comfortable with yourself, trusting your own judgment, and not being afraid to walk alone if it means staying true to who you are. She didn't need a crowd to validate her choices. Her sense of self was enough. So, as we reflect on the trait of independence, let's consider how we can cultivate this quality in our own lives. Let's think about the ways we can stand firm in our own decisions, even when they go against the grain. Because in the end, it's this inner strength, this unwavering independence that makes a Sigma woman so compelling, so powerful. Stay tuned as we explore more traits that define a Sigma woman, traits that make her a unique and formidable force in the world. 2. Self-reliance. Moving on to another core trait of a Sigma woman, self-reliance. Self-reliance is about more than just being able to take care of yourself financially or physically. It's about an inner resilience, a steadfast belief in your own abilities, and a trust in your own judgment. A Sigma woman exemplifies this trait through her actions and mindset. Let's delve into the story of Sarah, a woman in her late 30s. Sarah had always been the type of person who took matters into her own hands. Growing up in a challenging environment, she learned early on that if she wanted something done, she had to do it herself. This mentality carried her through school, where she worked part-time jobs to support herself while excelling academically. After graduating with a degree in engineering, Sarah entered a male-dominated field where she had to prove her worth constantly. Instead of feeling intimidated, she saw it as an opportunity to showcase her skills. Her self-reliance wasn't just about her technical abilities, it was also about her belief in herself. She didn't wait for validation from her colleagues or superiors. She trusted her own knowledge and instincts, making decisions confidently and learning from her experiences. Sarah's journey wasn't without its hurdles. There were projects that didn't go as planned, mistakes that could have derailed her career, but she faced them head-on. Each setback was a lesson, each challenge an opportunity to grow. Her self-reliance was her anchor, a reminder that she had the strength and capability to overcome obstacles on her own. But self-reliance isn't about shutting others out. It's about knowing when to seek help and when to rely on your own skills. Sarah built a network of colleagues and mentors, but she never depended on them to solve her problems. Instead, she used their advice to complement her own insights, always trusting her own judgment to make the final call. Reflect on your own life. How often have you doubted your abilities because others did? How many times have you hesitated to take action because you were waiting for someone else's approval? Sarah's story reminds us that true self-reliance is about having faith in our own capabilities, about taking initiative, and about believing that we are enough. A Sigma woman like Sarah shows us that self-reliance is empowering. It allows us to face challenges with confidence and to navigate life's uncertainties with grace. It teaches us that while support from others is valuable, our greatest strength lies within ourselves. As we continue to explore the traits of a Sigma woman, let's think about how we can cultivate self-reliance in our own lives. Let's challenge ourselves to trust our own instincts, to take initiative, and to believe in our own strength. Because at the end of the day, self-reliance is not just a trait. It's a way of life that defines the Sigma woman's resilience and independence. Join me next as we uncover more about the quiet confidence that distinguishes a Sigma woman. 3. Quiet confidence. Now, let's delve into another fascinating trait of a Sigma woman. Quiet confidence. Quiet confidence is a hallmark of the Sigma woman. Unlike the loud, boastful confidence often associated with success, her confidence is subtle, understated, and deeply rooted in self-awareness. It's the kind of confidence that speaks volumes without uttering a single word. Consider the story of Maria, a woman in her mid-40s. Maria worked in the corporate world, where assertiveness and charisma were often seen as the keys to advancement. However, Maria's approach was different. She wasn't the loudest voice in the room, nor did she strive to be the center of attention. Yet, her colleagues and superiors respected her immensely. Maria's quiet confidence stemmed from a profound understanding of her strengths and weaknesses. She didn't feel the need to broadcast her achievements or dominate conversations. Instead, she let her work speak for itself. When faced with challenging projects, Maria tackled them with calm assurance. Her solutions were thoughtful, her strategies effective, and her demeanor inspiring. One particular incident stands out. During a crucial project meeting, the team was divided over the direction to take. Voices were raised, tensions ran high, and confusion reigned. Amidst the chaos, Maria quietly presented her well-thought-out plan. She spoke with a calm conviction that cut through the noise. Her confidence was not about overpowering others, but about presenting her ideas with clarity and assurance. The room fell silent, and her plan was unanimously accepted. Maria's quiet confidence wasn't just about her professional life. It permeated her personal life as well. She faced personal challenges with the same composed self-assurance. Whether it was dealing with family issues or making life-altering decisions, Maria relied on her inner confidence to navigate through. Quiet confidence is a trait that allows a Sigma woman to move through life with grace and poise. It's about being comfortable in your own skin, about knowing your worth without needing external validation. Maria didn't need to prove herself to anyone. She knew her value and trusted her abilities. Think about your own experiences. Have there been moments when you felt the need to prove your worth to others? Times when you doubted yourself because you weren't the loudest or most assertive person in the room? Maria's story teaches us that true confidence doesn't need to shout. It's about a deep, unshakable belief in oneself. A Sigma woman's quiet confidence can be a source of inspiration for us all. It reminds us that we don't need to conform to societal expectations of what confidence should look like. We can cultivate a confidence that is rooted in self-awareness, in understanding our strengths and accepting our weaknesses. As we continue our journey through the traits of a Sigma woman, let's reflect on how we can embrace quiet confidence in our own lives. Let's strive to understand and believe in our own worth, to let our actions speak louder than words, and to carry ourselves with the calm assurance that defines the Sigma woman. Stay tuned as we explore the strong sense of self that is another defining trait of a Sigma woman. 4. Strong sense of self. Next, we explore a foundational trait of a Sigma woman, a strong sense of self. A strong sense of self is about having a deep understanding of who you are, what you stand for, and what you want out of life. It's about being grounded in your values and beliefs, regardless of external influences or societal pressures. Meet Linda, a woman in her early 50s. Linda's journey to a strong sense of self began in her 20s. She grew up in a family with high expectations, where success was measured by conventional achievements like high-paying jobs and prestigious degrees. But Linda always felt a different calling. She was passionate about art, about creating something that resonated with her soul. Despite the pressure to follow a more traditional path, Linda decided to pursue a career as an artist. This decision wasn't easy. It came with its fair share of doubts and criticisms. Friends and family questioned her choices, worried about her future. Yet, Linda remained steadfast. She knew deep down that living authentically meant following her passion, even if it didn't align with others' expectations. Linda's journey wasn't without its challenges. There were times when her art didn't sell, when she struggled financially, and when she doubted her path. But through it all, she stayed true to herself. She used these moments of doubt to delve deeper into her art, to refine her skills, and to reconnect with her purpose. As years went by, Linda's art began to gain recognition, not because she followed trends or tried to fit into the mold of what was popular, but because her work was a true reflection of who she was. Her art resonated with people because it was genuine, born out of a deep understanding and acceptance of herself. Linda's strong sense of self extended beyond her professional life. It influenced her relationships, her choices, and her overall outlook on life. She surrounded herself with people who supported and understood her, and she made decisions that were aligned with her core values. This sense of self gave her the confidence to say no to opportunities that didn't feel right, and to embrace those that did, even if they came with uncertainty. Think about your own life. How often have you made choices based on what others expect, rather than what truly resonates with you? How many times have you ignored your own desires to fit into someone else's idea of success? Linda's story reminds us that a strong sense of self is about authenticity. It's about knowing who you are and having the courage to live that truth every day. A Sigma woman like Linda teaches us the importance of being grounded in our own identity. She shows us that true fulfillment comes from living in alignment with our values, not from chasing external validation. This strong sense of self is a guiding light, helping us navigate life's complexities with clarity and confidence. As we move forward in exploring the traits of a Sigma woman, Let's reflect on how we can strengthen our own sense of self. Let's think about our values, our passions, and how we can live more authentically. Because in the end, a strong sense of self is what empowers us to lead a life that is true to who we are. Stay with me as we continue to uncover more traits that define a Sigma woman, such as her ability to form selective social interactions that enrich her life. 5. Selective social interactions. Now, let's explore another essential trait of a Sigma woman: selective social interactions. A Sigma woman values her social interactions deeply, but she is highly selective about whom she lets into her inner circle. It's not about being antisocial. It's about choosing quality over quantity, depth over superficiality. Imagine Jane, a woman in her late 30s. Jane was always surrounded by people during her university years. She attended every social event, knew everyone on campus, and was considered the life of the party. However, as she matured, Jane realized that many of these interactions were shallow, leaving her feeling empty and drained. One day, after yet another exhausting social gathering, Jane decided to change her approach. She began to prioritize meaningful connections over fleeting encounters. This shift wasn't easy. It required her to reevaluate her relationships and let go of those that didn't add value to her life. Jane started focusing on a few close friends who truly understood and supported her. These were the people who shared her values, who she could have deep, meaningful conversations with, and who stood by her during tough times. Her social circle became smaller but richer. Jane found that these selective social interactions brought her a sense of fulfillment and joy that she had never experienced before. One evening, Jane organized a small dinner at her home with her closest friends. Instead of the usual large party, it was an intimate gathering. They spent hours talking about life, dreams, and challenges. This experience reaffirmed Jane's belief in the power of quality connections. She realized that these selective interactions were not just about avoiding negativity, but about creating a supportive and enriching environment for herself and those she cared about. Selective social interactions also extended to Jane's professional life. She collaborated with colleagues who shared her passion and drive, avoiding office politics and superficial networking. This approach allowed her to focus on meaningful projects and build genuine professional relationships. Reflect on your own social interactions. How often do you engage in conversations that leave you feeling drained rather than uplifted? How many of your relationships are based on genuine connection rather than convenience or habit? Jane's story teaches us that a Sigma woman chooses her social interactions carefully, ensuring they align with her values and contribute positively to her life. A Sigma woman like Jane shows us the importance of surrounding ourselves with people who uplift and support us. It's about creating a social network that nourishes our soul rather than depletes it. This selective approach to social interactions enables us to build deeper, more meaningful relationships and to focus our energy on what truly matters. As we continue our journey through the traits of a Sigma woman, let's think about how we can be more selective in our own social interactions. Let's seek out connections that enrich our lives and let go of those that don't. Because in the end, it's the quality of our relationships, not the quantity, that brings true fulfillment and happiness. Stay with me as we explore more traits that define a Sigma woman, including her resilience and adaptability in the face of life's challenges. 6. Resilience and adaptability. Next, let's delve into two intertwined traits of a Sigma woman: resilience and adaptability. Resilience is the ability to recover from setbacks, while adaptability is the capacity to adjust to new conditions. Together, these traits enable a Sigma woman to navigate life's challenges with grace and determination. Meet Laura, a woman in her early 50s. Laura's life was a series of unexpected turns and challenges. She worked in the corporate world for over 2 decades, climbing the ladder with dedication and hard work. But one day, her company underwent a massive restructuring, and Laura found herself without a job. This sudden change could have devastated anyone, but Laura's resilience and adaptability turned it into an opportunity. Laura took a moment to reflect on her skills and passions. Instead of rushing back into the corporate grind, she decided to pursue something she had always been passionate about: baking. She started small, baking for friends and family, and gradually expanded her reach. With every obstacle she faced, whether it was financial constraints or market competition, Laura adapted her strategies and remained resilient. Her resilience was evident when she faced initial failures. There were days when her cakes didn't sell, when she doubted her new path. But Laura didn't give up. She learned from her mistakes, sought feedback, and kept improving her craft. Her adaptability shone through when she embraced new baking techniques, experimented with unique flavors, and used social media to market her creations. Over time, Laura's bakery became well known in her community. She built a loyal customer base, not just because of her delicious cakes, but because of her story, a story of resilience and adaptability. Her journey wasn't just about finding a new career. It was about rediscovering herself and proving that she could thrive no matter the circumstances. Reflect on your own life. Have there been moments when you faced unexpected challenges? Times when you had to adapt to new situations? Laura's story reminds us that resilience and adaptability are not just about surviving, but about thriving in the face of adversity. A Sigma woman like Laura teaches us that resilience is about bouncing back from setbacks with renewed strength. It's about understanding that failure is not the end, but a stepping stone to success. Adaptability, on the other hand, is about being flexible, about adjusting your sails when the winds change direction. Think about the times you've had to adapt. Maybe it was a career change, a move to a new city, or a shift in your personal life. Each time you adapted, you grew stronger, more capable. Laura's story encourages us to embrace change, to see challenges as opportunities, and to trust in our ability to overcome them. As we continue exploring the traits of a Sigma woman, let's reflect on how we can cultivate resilience and adaptability in our own lives. Let's remind ourselves that setbacks are a part of life and that our true strength lies in how we respond to them. Because, in the end, it's our resilience and adaptability that define our journey and shape our destiny. Stay tuned as we explore more traits that make a Sigma woman unique, such as her intellectual curiosity and her constant quest for knowledge. 7. Intellectual curiosity. Now, let's explore another captivating trait of a Sigma woman, intellectual curiosity. Intellectual curiosity is the relentless desire to learn, to explore, and to understand the world. It's about constantly seeking knowledge and experiences that enrich the mind and soul. Consider the story of Emily, a woman in her late 40s. Emily always had a thirst for knowledge. As a child, she devoured books, always asking questions and seeking to understand how things worked. This curiosity didn't wane as she grew older. Instead, it became a defining trait of her character. Emily pursued a career in science, driven by her fascination with the natural world. But her intellectual curiosity wasn't confined to her professional life. She took up painting, not to become an artist, but to explore a new form of expression. She learned to play the piano in her 30s simply because she loved the challenge and beauty of music. She traveled extensively, immersing herself in different cultures, learning new languages, and broadening her perspectives. One evening, Emily attended a lecture on astrophysics, a subject completely unrelated to her field. She was enthralled by the complexity and vastness of the universe. This lecture sparked a new interest, and she began reading about cosmology, attending more lectures, and even taking an online course. Emily's friends often wondered why she invested so much time in learning about something that didn't directly impact her career. Her answer was simple: because it makes me feel alive. Emily's intellectual curiosity wasn't about accumulating knowledge for the sake of it. It was about the joy of discovery, the thrill of understanding something new, and the fulfillment that came from expanding her horizons. Her curiosity made her a well-rounded, engaging individual who could converse on a wide range of topics and bring unique insights to any discussion. Reflect on your own life. When was the last time you pursued a new interest purely out of curiosity? How often do you allow yourself to explore something new without worrying about its practicality or relevance to your daily life? Emily's story reminds us that intellectual curiosity is about keeping our minds active and open, about finding joy in the act of learning itself. A Sigma woman like Emily shows us the importance of nurturing our intellectual curiosity. It's about making time for our interests, no matter how unconventional they may seem. It's about understanding that every new piece of knowledge, every new experience adds depth and richness to our lives. Think about the areas of your life where you can cultivate this trait. Maybe it's a subject you've always been curious about, but never had the time to explore. Perhaps it's a hobby you've wanted to try, or a skill you've wanted to learn. Emily's story encourages us to embrace our curiosity, to seek out new experiences, and to continuously expand our horizons. As we continue our journey through the traits of a Sigma woman, let's reflect on how we can ignite our own intellectual curiosity. Let's remind ourselves that it's never too late to learn something new, to explore the unknown, and to find joy in the journey of discovery. Stay with me as we uncover the next trait of a Sigma woman, the mystique and intrigue that surrounds her. Mystique and intrigue. Finally, let's explore a trait that sets a Sigma woman apart, mystique and intrigue. Mystique is that enigmatic quality that draws people in, the sense of depth and complexity that makes someone fascinating. For a Sigma woman, this trait is not about being deliberately secretive, but about having layers that are slowly revealed over time, creating a sense of intrigue. Take the story of Anna, a woman in her mid-40s. Anna was known for her calm demeanor and reflective nature. She didn't share every detail of her life with everyone she met, but those who knew her well understood that this wasn't about hiding, it was about depth. Anna worked as a therapist, helping people navigate their emotional landscapes. She had a remarkable ability to listen, to understand, and to offer profound insights. Her clients often felt an immediate connection, sensing there was much more to her than met the eye. Outside of her work, Anna pursued various interests. She practiced yoga, painted, and read extensively. But she rarely talked about these activities unless asked. When she did share, it was with a quiet passion that left people wanting to know more. One evening, at a small gathering, a friend asked Anna about her latest book. Instead of giving a straightforward answer, Anna began with a story from her travels that connected to the book's themes. Her storytelling was captivating, not because she was trying to impress, but because she spoke from a place of genuine interest and experience. This natural ability to weave stories and draw connections added to her mystique. Anna's mystique wasn't about creating an aura of mystery for the sake of it. It was a reflection of her depth, her varied interests, and her thoughtful approach to life. She understood that true connection comes from shared experiences and meaningful conversations, not from oversharing or superficial exchanges. Reflect on your own experiences. Have you ever met someone who seemed to have an endless well of stories, knowledge, and insights? Someone who left you wanting to learn more about them with each interaction? Anna's story reminds us that mystique is about depth, about having layers that are discovered over time, making every interaction more intriguing and enriching. A Sigma woman like Anna teaches us the value of maintaining a sense of mystique. It's about embracing our depth, sharing parts of ourselves thoughtfully, and understanding that we don't need to reveal everything to connect meaningfully with others. This mystique makes us more engaging, more fascinating, and ultimately more human. Think about how you can cultivate this trait in your own life. How can you add layers to your experiences and interactions? How can you share your stories and insights in a way that engages others and leaves them wanting to know more? Anna's story encourages us to embrace our complexity, to share thoughtfully, and to create connections that are deep and lasting. As we conclude our exploration of the traits that define a Sigma woman, let's reflect on how we can incorporate these qualities into our own lives. Let's strive to be independent, self-reliant, quietly confident, deeply self-aware, selectively social, resilient, intellectually curious, and intriguingly mystique. Because, in the end, it's these traits that make us not just Sigma women, but unique and compelling individuals. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep growing. Conclusion. As we come to the end of our exploration of the traits that define a Sigma woman, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've discovered together. A Sigma woman is a fascinating blend of independence, self-reliance, quiet confidence, a strong sense of self, selective social interactions, resilience, intellectual curiosity, and mystique. These traits are not just labels. They are qualities that shape her unique path in life, allowing her to navigate the world with grace, strength, and depth. Remember Emily, who taught us the power of independence by forging her own path despite societal pressures? Or Sarah, whose story of self-reliance showed us the importance of trusting in our own abilities and judgment? Then there was Maria, whose quiet confidence reminded us that true strength doesn't need to shout. And Linda, whose strong sense of self encouraged us to live authentically. Jane's selective social interactions illustrated the value of quality over quantity in relationships, while Laura's resilience and adaptability demonstrated how to turn life's challenges into opportunities for growth. Emily's intellectual curiosity inspired us to keep learning and exploring, and Anna's mystique showed us the beauty of depth and intrigue in our interactions. These stories are not just about the women themselves, but about the qualities we can all cultivate in our lives. Whether you see yourself in these stories or find inspiration in them, remember that the journey of becoming a Sigma woman or embracing these traits is a personal one. It's about understanding who you are, what you value, and how you want to live your life. So, how can you incorporate these traits into your own journey? Start by reflecting on each trait and identifying areas where you can grow. Embrace your independence, trust in your abilities, cultivate quiet confidence, and remain true to yourself. Choose your social interactions wisely. Be resilient and adaptable in the face of challenges. Feed your intellectual curiosity, and embrace the mystique that comes with depth and complexity. As you go about your life, remember that these traits are not destinations, but part of an ongoing journey of self-discovery and growth. Embrace the journey with an open heart and a curious mind, and you'll find that the qualities of a Sigma woman will naturally begin to shine through. Thank you for joining me on this exploration. I hope it has been as enriching for you as it has been for me. If you have any thoughts or experiences to share, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Knowledge Journey for more insights into psychology, philosophy, and human behavior. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and remember, your journey is uniquely yours. Embrace it with all the depth, curiosity, and resilience of a true Sigma woman.